This is the Week on Word, a podcast featuring a roundup of the most interesting, informative, and entertaining interviews from Word Radio. You can listen to WURD Radio anytime, anywhere on WURDradio.com and the Word Radio app. Give us a play and download it today. In this episode, Vanessa German, nationally acclaimed artist, speaker, and sculptor, joined the Midday Break Room with Tiffany Bacon to preview her first Philly area solo show at Rowan University. But first, Luenell, the original bad girl of comedy and one of LA Magazine's top 25 funniest people in Los Angeles, joined Evening WURDs with Dr. James Peterson for a candid and hilarious conversation.
Folks, sometimes my job is really freaking cool. Sometimes my job is really, really cool. And right now, I'm in the studio and I am sitting next to Luenell, the original bad girl of comedy, who the LA Magazine named as one of the top 25 people in LA. Luenell is on the HBO award-winning show Hacks. It's a pretty dope show, folks, if you haven't checked it out yet. Recent recipient of the Key to the City of Atlanta for her contributions to television and film, and will be performing live at City Winery tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday right here in Philadelphia. We are honored to have the one, the only comedic genius here in the studio on Evening WURDs, Miss Luenell. So how you feeling today, Luenell?
I'm good.
You look good. I like your dashiki, yo.
Thank you so much.
When's the last time you performed in Philadelphia?
I guess last year, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, about last year.
Do you like the city of Philadelphia?
Yeah, I don't get to see the city much.
You just here for the work?
Yeah, I have to come back when I'm on vacation to see the city.
Yeah, you should. Do you have like a favorite cheesesteak place or something in Philly?
We went there today. We went to a place called Oh Brother.
Oh Brother, okay.
Oh Brother. Mm-hmm. Oh Brother's cheesecake was good. I was impressed because at first I had been disappointed by the Philly cheesesteaks because I'm like, why are they putting cheese whiz?
Oh, you went to the wrong place. If they put cheese whiz in that joint, you went to the wrong place.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I won't name them. But so I was disappointed the first two times I came. But we found Oh Brother today, and it was jummers. It was really good.
No, that's
real cheese.
Real cheese. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of good places to get them, but Oh Brother is good. I'm glad you got that sorted out. That's one of the experiences you got to have while you are here in Philadelphia. Talk to us a little bit about the show. About the show coming up Thursday and Friday. I know this is something you've been on the road with for a little while now.
Yes, and I've just recently started doing these city wineries, though. City Winery Run. I did City Winery Atlanta, City Winery St. Louis last week. This is City Winery Philadelphia. I'm hoping to do City Winery New York. And at first I thought that they were going to be a little stuffy because normally, from what I recall, the city wineries do mostly music. You know, I know my girl Layla Hathaway plays at city wineries and stuff like that. And so they might be kind of bougie for my content. But they booked me, you know. And so what I came to find out is the city winery crowd is as lively as any other. They're just drinking out of real glasses and eating off of China. That's right.
No, especially here in Philadelphia. I'm hoping there's still tickets available because we're talking about these shows.
I hope so too, but I hope not. I hope so for the listening audience's sake, but I hope not for, my pocketbook.
I know that's right.
There's rumblings of adding an extra show. I don't know right now, but maybe we will.
Oh, so they might be sold out, folks. I don't want to sell, go now if you want to get tickets.
Yeah,
for City Winery tomorrow.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Which I don't like at all.
Too early or too late?
Too early.
Okay, what's your prime time to go on the stage?
Like 8 o'clock.
Okay, what's wrong with going on at 6?
Well, because people just get off work at 6.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about the regular people. People get off work at 6. It's the worst traffic at 6. And on a Friday, how can they be on time? So I don't like that. I don't know what that's all about. My shows in Las Vegas don't start till 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, Las Vegas is a little bit of a different city than Philadelphia.
Truly. But, still, 8 o'clock would be ideal. And then if it starts at 6 here, And I live in the West Coast. It's only 3 in the afternoon.
Right, so that's really early for you.
Yeah.
When did you make the trip over? Did you come in yesterday?
Came in yesterday to be prepared for you today.
Are you jet lagged at all today?
No, I'm always jet lagged because I'm always in different time zones.
Right. Right. What do you do when you're jet lagged? What do you do for it?
I don't do anything for it. Just have to adjust to it. You know, I'm not on any particular time zone because I'm not on the West Coast long enough during the week to adjust to that. And then I'll be on the East Coast, sometimes be in the Midwest. So I'll just wake up and do my job no matter what time it is.
I know that's right. I know you do talk a bit about working class and regular folks in your routine and in your comedy. Do you feel like you take like a working class approach to being a comedian?
No, I take a superstar approach to being a comedian. All the planes I take and all the interviews I do and all the shows I do. But my comedy and my inner life is aimed at regular working class people because I feel like, especially for grown folks, seniors, I just feel like this is such a millennial obsessed world. And everybody wants to be young. Everybody wants to cater to the young folks. Everybody wants the young dollar. Well, where do you think they got the dollars from? It's the grown people, and the grown people need a cheerleader too. And we have more things to talk about, you know. So I try to be a cheerleader for people in my age group.
I know that's right. How has comedy changed over the course of your career? You know, obviously there's all different types of platforms now and things like that. But what are some of the changes you've seen over the course of your career? That's
like saying, how has sports changed? You know, it changes with the times. Of course, everything is easier for just anybody to call themselves a comedian. Now it's not as special as it used to be. And you've got rappers that want to do comedy, and you got actresses that want to do comedy. You got singers that want to do comedy. It used to just be comedians who want to do comedy. And everybody, of course, thinks it's nothing. They think that what we do is nothing, when it's really the most serious thing, because we do our own writing, our own directing, our own editing, our own everything, our own stage design, our own everything. So it's changed, I believe. Social media changed a lot of it because, you know, you can go viral or whatever that is, you know, in a matter of minutes, and you don't really have to. It's just like with the music. If you look at Motown and how they used to develop artists and teach them etiquette and teach them how to perform, teach them how to not be ratchet, because everybody came out to projects. Donna Washington came out to projects.
That's right.
Temptations them came out to projects. Yep. So they were lucky enough to be under the tutelage of the very present still Berry Gordy and get artist development. They don't have artist development anymore, and that's how you get people like Sexy Red.
Okay. I think a lot of people don't appreciate how much you all comedians are actual writers. Talk to us about your writing process.
Oh, well, everybody's situation is different. I actually don't write. I only write bullet points. Like I might see somebody in line doing something other, maybe make a note on my phone. But I'll really work it out on stage. I'm going to get booked regardless. So I really don't have time to be going to clubs and trying to figure it out. I'm just going to blurt it out on stage. And if it works, I keep it. Normally, everything I say works.
Right.
You know, so I've just got my own technique. I don't suggest... That's when people ask me for advice. I don't have any advice for you because you have to figure it out yourself. What works for you? What works for me ain't gonna work for you. What works for, you know, Wanda Sykes ain't gonna work for me. So it's a very me. Comedy is a very me centered type of
it's a
genre.
Genre.
Yeah.
Meaning it's like it's you and your observations of the world.
Yeah, and you can't like you have October London who sounds like Marvin Gaye. But you can't have a comedian who sounds like somebody else because now you're biting off them, that you're not being you, and you'll get ridiculed for that.
Who were some of the comedians or performers that influenced you?
Carol Burnett, Joan Rivers, Roseanne Barr, Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney. Those type of people.
Were you able to see any of them live as you were coming up and coming through?
Yeah, I've done 100 shows with Paul Mooney. He's from Oakland. Like
you miss him.
Yes, I miss him dearly, and not just as a comedian. Which boy, I wish he had been around for the Rona and all this time. So see what he had to say now. I've worked with Dick Gregory. I've never seen Pryor live, of course, and I've seen Roseanne live multiple times. Never seen Kevin Nett, never seen Joan Rivers. I always wanted to meet Joan Rivers. And there aren't very many examples of Black female comedians that I would speak on before the Queens of Comedy. The Queens of Comedy highlighted for exceptional comedians, Samora, Laura Hayes, Adele Givens, and Monique. But before that, the only people you can name as Black female comedians, Moms Mabley. And I was a young girl when I saw Moms Mabley on television. So I didn't even know I wanted to be a comedian at that time. So that's why I mentioned Joan and Carol and Lucille Ball even though she didn't do stand-up, but she did perform live radio and stuff like that before she got to be a television star. So, there's if I don't mention Black female names, it's because there weren't any really for me to study.
Do you think that piece of it has changed? Do you think there are more Black women who are getting the platforms and the shine they deserve as comedians?
I guess.
Why are you guessing?
Because there's really not that many. There's lots of Black female comics, if you want to talk about Australia and Africa, and there's Yvonne Orji does stand-up. There's lots of Black female comics, but there's not a lot of them that are really generating any heat. In multiple things, movies, television, voiceover, film, theater, stand-up, and stuff like that. Me.
You're all over the place.
Yeah.
But talk about your acting stuff a little bit. You do some voiceover work for animated films. You're in Hacks. Do you like acting?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I don't like to do films because they don't give me enough rehearsal time. And also, you do a film that may not come out for a year. Or maybe 2.
Okay.
So that's a drag. I like to do television and live television because, once again, I like to perform in front of live audiences as I do in stand-up. And then, if you do a multi-camera live audience show, then you maybe have a table read on Monday. That helps if you're an audio learner like me. Then you have rehearsal on Tuesday and Wednesday. And maybe you have dress rehearsal on Thursday, and then you film it on Friday. Well, you've had all that time to rehearse.
Got it.
To block it, to get it together, to feel it and live in it and sit in it. So I like doing that. But, I'm also not a great memorizer. If I have a lot of stuff to memorize. Excuse me, I had beans earlier. But, sorry about that. You should have left that door open. No, I don't know what that was. A motorcycle.
It was a motorcycle. You're hilarious. It's a motorcycle.
So I can do little things, but I couldn't do Black Panther. I don't think I could do it. Okay. I'd have to really take time out the road. You
say it as you got a dashiki on it. You couldn't do one of the blackest movies.
I am a Black Panther. I don't have to pretend to be one.
Ooh, here we go.
But I'm just saying.
There we go.
I mean, in my soul. But I'm just saying, reading other people's words, if they're not writing in my vernacular, it's difficult for me.
Does that mean that none of your no-two stage shows are the same for you? Are you improvising, freestyling a little bit every show?
Yes, right. I do basic stuff every show, but you don't know what's going to happen every show. Somebody may be talking to you from the audience and you got to do that. I don't mean heckle. I mean just you look great, Luenell, or you smell so good, or we love you. I don't get heckled like you suck and all that stuff. I don't get that. And, it might be somebody's birthday and they might be celebrating her, or a motorcycle might drive by her. It's like it just did. So I'm very off the cuff. I have my basic set, but I'm ready for anything. I don't get thrown. You have scripted comics who might get thrown by something like that. When I say scripted, their show is the same no matter where you see them, no matter what the weather, no matter what it is.
Right.
And they don't leave themselves room for improvisation, and things like that can throw them. But I can't get thrown because I'm ready for anything.
Can we do a quick lightning round before we go to commercial break here?
Okay.
What's your favorite comfort food?
Tacos.
Ooh. First car?
Tangerine orange Plymouth Arrow.
Did you say tangerine orange?
Bruh, it was on sale.
Your thoughts about David Justice recently talking about the fact that he couldn't stay with Halle Berry because she didn't cook or clean or seem motherly?
Well, that may be a fact to him. I think men are more gossipy now than they've ever been. There's more men with podcasts than ever, and there's more men gossiping than ever. So, if that's what he want to do is talk about her, if I had a show, I'd have an opportunity to bring her on to talk about him. Maybe she said, I didn't feel like cooking because he didn't satisfy me in bed. Boom. Now, how about that? You want to start talking trash? Let's talk trash.
Let's talk trash. What do you miss most about your hometown, Toledo, Arkansas?
I guess knowing more about my family and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of cousins and things that I don't actually know, but they know me.
They don't hit you up for money or anything like that?
No, that would be my immediate family.
Okay. Describe LA in 3 words.
Superficial, opportunity, weather.
You like the weather there?
I like it better in Vegas.
It's drier in Vegas, if you can believe that.
I like beaches, but those aren't beaches I care to swim in LA.
No.
They're toxic, and I've had to be out there in that water. I like beaches. Vegas doesn't have a lot of beaches per se, but I like right now it's probably 100 in Las Vegas. And then I get here, and where I was in St. Louis last week, and I think since the hurricane, or tsunami, something happened, and it's messed up the weather, and all I want to do in weather like this is be in the bed. So it's hard for me to get motivated when it's gloomy and rainy and stuff like that. I don't like it.
Describe your comedy style in 3 words.
Honest, edgy, hysterical.
Luenell, you've had an incredible career. What's one goal you still have in your own mind for your own career?
I want to start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
From your lips to the Hollywood God's ears, what advice would you give Shannon Sharpe today?
Sit down. Go on vacation. You and your dog and your little stylist.
Just
take a vacay. Go sit down, Shannon.
Yeah.
Drop out of sight. See if you can get a part-time job working at a sports shop.
Oh, I see the Shade fan.
Big lots.
The Shade
Big
fan.
5.
You're listening to Evening WURDs on WR.
Oh, go to commercial.
We're going to commercial. That's Progressive Black Talk Media on 900 AM, 96.1 FM, wordradio.com, and the Word Radio app. We're having an interview here with the inimitable Luenell, an extraordinary comedian and actress in her own right. She's here in Philadelphia for 2, maybe 3 shows at City Winery, one tomorrow and one on Friday. Unfortunately, a little bit early start. It's a little bit early on the start time, but it's going to be an incredible show. We'll be back with more of this incredible conversation right after this commercial break. Evening WURDs is back on WRD, 900 AM, 96.1 FM, wordradio.com, and the Word Radio app. We are in conversation with the original bad girl of comedy.
Period.
Luenell, Miss Luenell, welcome back here to Evening WURDs. So I'm going to try to describe to our audience what just happened as we went to break. So we're in the middle of our lightning round. We didn't finish the lightning round yet, folks, but we're in the middle of our lightning round. And I asked the Shannon Sharpe question. Miss Luenell has a small team here with us, and as soon as Luenell started to go in on that answer, the Shade fan got flipped up. So that's what threw me off first. But then during the break, I mean, you said some serious things about what's frustrating to you about seeing Black men, Black athletes, Black entertainers marry and be in relationships with white women. Now, with the version you gave me is the real version of that. But talk our listeners through that again. I think the points you're making are important there. It's frustrating for you to see that. You've seen this. You've been in LA and been in entertainment long enough to see that narrative play out a lot.
It's just very hard as a Black woman to see the pedestal that our Black men put white women upon. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm not speaking of all brothers. There are brothers out there who are Gold Star members. My husband never been with a white woman before in his life. Mm. There's a lot of men out there like that. Now, are they sleeping with men? Yeah. Some of them are sleeping with guys. Mm. So that narrows our trajectory down. Mm-hmm. But I'm just thinking, it's just like, and everybody should love who they love. And there are white women who are allies out there who will go to the hoop for their man, and that's fine too. But I've even heard out of Black men's mouths, I like white women better because they're easier. They don't give me problems. Mm. They just, do whatever I say, and they don't give me no lip. Well, you could get a dog to do that. Mm. You could train a dog to do that. Mm. And maybe you need to have your feet held to the fire sometime, mm-hmm. because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And for us to sit back and be obedient and not mention the wrongdoings that you're doing is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I was also saying that everybody that's in your face cheering for your interracial relationship is not telling the truth. Mm. Especially the father of the white girl that you're jumping up and down on top of. Now, you may buy him a chicken franchise, you may give him a Rolls Royce, but at the end of the day, if you guys divorce, Daddy will be saying, okay, I'm so glad you're over that. I'm so glad you're over that. Mm. And it's just very hard in this day and age to be a Black woman of any age, but especially an older Black woman. When I say older, I mean 30 and up. That's what y'all call older these days. And the quality men, they think that the white woman is the prize. Mm. And I was telling you, I came from Oakland. I grew up around Black Panthers. I remember when Black women had natural bodies and had afros, and we were the most exotic thing walking the earth. Everybody wanted us, the brothers, Latinos, the white men, everybody. But now I've lived long enough to see our own brothers treat us like the gum on the bottom of their shoe. Mm. They don't want no parts of it. And will push you aside to get to a white woman. And there's, thousands of brothers incarcerated right now over the word of a white woman. Mm. Emmett Till got killed over the word of a white woman. Mm. Tulsa was burned down on the word of a white woman. Mm. And, it's just frustrating to see and to feel, because I was saying, why do you think there's so many girls' trips? Mm. Me and the girls are going to Jamaica. Each one of those girls would rather be going with a guy if there was a guy that they didn't have to pay to buy his ticket and stuff like that. It's men of means that are true. We can get a raggedy brother any day. I wish some of these white women would take these raggedy brothers off our hands. But it's the brothers with means that, and see, then they want to talk about how superficial and how materialistic Black women are. No, that might be young Black women. Mm-hmm. That might be younger Black women. Mm-hmm. But a Black woman who's already of her own means and stuff like that, we really don't need nothing from you but some companionship. Mm-hmm. Can you be a companion? Can we travel? Can we have some fun? Because I have no room in my life right now for a quote-unquote relationship. Mm-hmm. I got home on Monday to Vegas. I got home on Sunday to Vegas. I worked Sunday night. I worked Monday night. I left on Tuesday. Now, what if I had a man at home? I'm asking for him to have an affair. Because, first of all, you men are weak and you can't keep it in your pants. But I'm gone a lot.
That's how you really feel.
I thought you knew. And so, I just want to have some fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to be so particular. Are they going to blab your business all over the internet? Are they going to take pictures of you when you're asleep?
Yeah, those are rock star.
They'll do it to anybody. If they think it's a come up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Cher is very lucky to have found Alexander. He's from Oakland. Mm. And you don't see him, posting sneaky pictures of her or bragging about her. She does more talking about him than he does about her. Mm-hmm. Well, we know why that is. So, it's just very discouraging, the state that we're in right now, due to the bisexuality, the incarceration, and the obsession with white women. Black women are in a flux. Now, I know some of your listeners are going to get their panties in a bunch. I don't care. I'm leaving out of here in 2 days. Say what you want. Go on the internet. Talk to him. It's his show.
Yes,
I'm the guest.
You're the guest. You can say whatever you want to say.
You ask me. Don't ask you.
I asked you.
If you don't want to know what I think, then don't ask me. Let's talk about the weather or something like that.
No, it's raining outside. I want to know how you feel about the state of Black community when it comes to relationships. And you let us know.
It's very sad. I know some really bomb women that are not nags and all that stuff. I know some great women that are alone. They can't even get companionship because of multiple reasons, and it's sad. And even if you get an established woman, we clearly don't want or need nothing from you except companionship. Yeah, we like gifts and stuff like that. But, this internet life got you thinking that there's women, that you're supposed to get, millions and millions of dollars, and guys buy $100,000 this and Rolls Royce and all that kind of stuff. But just realistically, hey, wash my car on Saturday morning. Go fill it up with gas for me.
My wife loves when I do that. She loves when I fill up her gas tank.
You can get some domes for doing that. Rotate. Go get my tires rotated. Plant something for me.
Right.
Jesus, just be handy.
Yeah.
Why should I call a Latin man to come over and change that light bulb? We can get your black tail up on a ladder and change the daggum light bulb. Men don't do nothing no more.
Ooh.
But I know men that could buy. My late husband was an electrician. I know men that my daughter-in-law, my stepdaughter's husband, for their wedding anniversary, bought her 10 acres of land.
Ooh. That's a nice gift.
Okay?
Yeah.
They've had it for like 3 years. You know what's happening with it now? He's building the dream house on there.
Wow.
It's just got the drywall on the door. 6-bedroom. On their 10 acres of land. Now, I think that's worth more than a Birkin bag. I'm just saying.
We got to take another quick break.
Yeah,
here.
take one.
You're listening to Evening WURDs on WRD. That voice you hear is Luenell.
This deep, gravelly voice you hear.
That incredible voice you hear.
Sounds just like yours.
It doesn't sound like mine. That's Luenell, extraordinary comedian and actress sitting in with us for a little while here. And activist.
Black female activist.
That's right, a black female activist. You see the dashiki.
Period.
That's right. Folks, I'm sitting next to Luenell. I don't know what y'all are doing right now, but I'm sitting next to Luenell. And listen, Miss Luenell wants to take some calls. So if y'all want to talk to Luenell, you got a question for her, call us right now.
Call me.
215-634-8065.
Call me now.
That's 215-634-8065 or toll free at 1-866-361-090. So we have to read some of these Facebook comments. Malcolm says, you can't curse, Luenell.
I didn't curse.
They're saying you want to curse. They're saying they can tell you want to curse.
Yeah, I want to, but that's what my live show is for. I know what I'm doing.
That's right. Oh, that's right. 2 live shows, folks. Maybe a third, but 2 live shows, Thursday and Friday, City Winery at 6 p.m.
That's tomorrow and the next day, people.
That's tomorrow and the
next day. At the City Winery.
Yeah.
Come have a glass of wine, a beautiful meal, and choke out on me.
That's right. So my mom is listening to you, watching right now, Miss Luenell. She says Luenell has a beautiful smile.
Oh, thanks, Mom. How can she see that?
She's watching us on Facebook.
Hey, Mom.
Miss Cynthia says, honest, edgy, hysterical. I like it. Miss Diana says, welcome to Philly, Miss Luenell.
Thank you. Somebody said, what is dome?
I'm trying to find that comment. Somebody was like, dome, what's that? I'll leave that for you.
Fellatio. Oral sex.
Okay.
Mama, turn off the volume.
No, my mom is fine. She'll be fine.
Your mama didn't just get born yesterday.
Hello, I wasn't her first kid, okay? My good friend Joseph says, good evening, Dr. P. The great Luenell. Great segment. Will Luenell be in South? He's a listener from South Florida. Will Luenell be in South Florida area this year?
I think I got to go to Tampa
Okay.
I don't know my north, south, east.
Tampa's a little bit more central, but Joseph's probably in like the Miami or the Fort Lauderdale.
Well, if
area.
I don't come to you, you can come to me. I'm in Vegas every weekend.
I know that.
So we'll talk about that before we get off.
Yes, we will. Lucy, I think this is about the comments you were making about black men. Lucy,
Which is always going to be a hot topic.
Always.
It's going to always be hot.
Always.
Period. So,
Always. Lucy Lou says, I'm with you, Luenell. I feel the exact way. It's sickening to me as well. Malcolm says, I've never slept with white women or men.
Well, hi. Hi, Malcolm. Yeah, well, no, the reason it's so hot is because we're so hurt. It's not because we're trying to be argumentative. This phenomenon hurts. You know, every time we see a brother of substance walking down the street holding a snow bunny's hand, our blood starts to boil. And I'm like Richard Pryor said that that he would be walking down the street with a white woman and sisters be looking at him crazy. That's me.
That's you.
I'm an always mean mug. I'm sorry. I act like I like your relationship. I really don't. So that's just that. That's just being honest.
Another Facebook comment here. Luenell, get him. Clarence Thomas, Byron Donald, Tiger Woods. Naming names here. Now, preach, Luenell, says, brother, are they... people, I think, agree with
How could you not agree? You'd have to be a race traitor to not agree with what I'm saying. This isn't about spite. These are about historical facts and emotions. That's what it's about.
Lucy Lou says, I warned my sons from birth. Don't even think about it. I don't care what anyone else does, but for my mind, they better have found a black queen.
You know, she can't use your comb. Don't bring her home.
Don't bring her home. Holy cow. Let's pop over to the phone lines. We're going to go to, is that Derek from North Philly?
Now I sound like a total racist. I'm not a racist. I'm a bigot. I will say that.
Derek, welcome to Evening Words. You're on with Luenell.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson. Love, peace, blessing, and prosperity to you and Luenell.
Hello.
I'm not a racist either, my sister, and I love your comedy, and you bring it raw, and you take no pics, you just tell it the way it is. But when it comes down to love, in my opinion, love has no color. I believe that we should love our sisters, our queens, our goddesses, no doubt about it. And I like the way how you broke it down from how men view things and how women view things. But again, when it comes to love is what it is. It's enough love to go around. But yeah, we should support our queens, our goddesses, no doubt.
Actually, there's not enough love to go around. There's a shortage of love for us black women. Now, notice, I did not say I don't want to see a brother with a Latin girl. I didn't say I don't want to see a brother with a Filipino girl. I didn't say I don't want to see a brother with an Indian girl or a Middle Eastern girl or Hawaiian girl. It's the snow bunnies that I got the problem with. Me and Dr. Umar are in agreement on that one, you know, because it's just it's the history. Latin women have not had their men drag us through the street. That was white men who did that.
No, don't get me wrong, but when I think we have our opinions. Everybody needs love.
Yes, but the black woman is living. A lot of black women are living loveless lives. That's my issue,
Brother Derek. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, brother. We appreciate the call. Go ahead, Luenell.
No, a lot of black women. Like I said, I know a bunch of great black women, women that are not nags. They travel. They have fun. We have our own money and have built ourselves up because it is systematically made to be that way. We have been conditioned to be without men since Claudine. Since welfare started. Okay, which white women are more welfare than black women, by the way.
Yes, but welfare did have systematic issues.
If you don't have a man, we'll reward you for that. And so then they start, and then the brothers was like, well, they getting more money with me out the house, and all this kind of stuff, and we just there's just a lack of appreciation of black women right now, and I don't care what nobody says. I am a black woman. I know this. I know the feeling. I know what my girlfriends say. I know what women who I don't even know have to say. And we are hurting out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Black love is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember the movie Sounder, okay, Cicely Tyson was a slave woman, and Paul Winfield was her man. They ripped them apart. They found their way back together. They ran to each other in the field and hugged. I never saw an emotion like that, because at one time, all we had
was each other.
Was love. And that's all we had was that. And we've been raped, and our men have been buck busted in town, and the atrocities that have been put upon us by Caucasians is unimaginable. So why you would want to enter into their world and exclude everybody that you were raised by, your black aunties, your black mamas, stuff like this, and just kick sand in our faces, it is perplexing to us. I don't care what nobody thinks. I'm inside this. I am a black woman.
Right.
I'm not a bitter black woman. I'm a factual black woman. And I've dated white men, and I've dated black men, and I can pull a Mexican before I can pull a brother. But, you know, what are you going to do?
There's some callers who didn't want to talk to us, but they called in and said to ask you about black women dating white men.
Black women dating white men are dating white men because, first of all, what's left? The brothers don't want us. Second of all, you got to date somebody. Third of all, a lot of times these white men put you on the pedestal that the brothers put the white women on. They treat you very well. Some of it may be slave fantasy. Some of it may be white guilt. I don't care. But whenever the ship's leaving, I want to be on it. Okay. Whenever the plane's taking off, I want to be sitting there. Okay. Whenever diamonds is being bought, I want some of them too.
I know that's right. Let's pop back to the phone lines. Let's go to Lola from Jenkintown on line 2. Lola, welcome to Evening WURDs. You are on with Luenell.
Yes. Oh my God. Hi, Luenell. Love you. We are coming to your show.
Oh.
You are amazing. I've been following you and your daughter, and I just think you are so funny. You are so great. We love you here in Philly. We're going to come out and show out for you.
Oh, my gosh.
I just want to say I agree with you totally. And it is unfortunate that the state that it is for black women who are even the girl working at Aldi or the woman that's in the suite. It is what she's saying. It is true. And I agree with Luenell totally, and not just to be on the bandwagon, but Dr. James knows my calls and knows how I feel. And that a lot of black women who are out here are living single lives, living sometimes lonely lives, but they incorporate that with the brunches, with the trips, with the girls' night out, with the pajama days and all that stuff, because you just can't sit home and rot. But I also want to say that there are other races that a lot of women are going to now. My husband is of a different persuasion. He was born in Belize, and he has, South American. And so a lot of men from different places treat us much better.
Absolutely.
They have a more family. His mother and father have been married for 52 years. They know about family. They get together every Sunday. Even when they fight, they still say, we'll see you on Monday. Black families, we hate each other. You tear it apart, whatever. I'm not saying, but I have a black father. I have black brothers. I love them. All of them have chosen black women. One did choose a Latina. But like you said, anything other than that persuasion. And that's what it's about. It's like how the history that is happening now, 60%, 59% of them voted for this man that's in the office now.
Girl.
So they vote for your demise. They vote for you to lose. They will do anything. Karen's out here calling the cops because you had a barbecue. All this stuff. And you think that doesn't incorporate into your children? We have people on CNN talking about 2% of white people own slaves. Are you out of your mind?
Okay, Lola, I can feel your blood pressure going up, sis. I can feel it over here. Listen, I got you. When you come to the show, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be what you need, baby. I got you.
All right.
See, Lola was about to go in.
She will.
Lola's going in here.
Thank you for the call, Lola. Yeah, Lola will get amped up.
I can feel, but it's, if you take a black woman who I do believe is dating outside of her race, we would rather be with a brother. But we're not going to sit at home and die because a brother's not talking to us. I have a no demographic. If what's his name? Jason Momoa wanted to date me, I'd be riding around on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just depends. But I think that black love is a thing. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a beautiful thing.
How do you think we get back to, how do we restore? So lots of folks agree with you, Luenell. And the Facebook's exploding, callers are calling in and wanting to talk about this. What's the pathway back? Is it just black men acting right? Or are there other, what are the things that?
Well, no, I think the young girls have given black women a bad name. I'm sorry. And that's because, and it's not all their fault, but we lost a generation of black mothers and women to the crack epidemic. And we've never really recovered from that. I don't know if we're going to be able to make our way back, but what we have to do is have more black men speak out in defense of black women. There's black women coming up missing every day. We don't even matter in the news. Nobody's checking for us. But you snatch a pretty little white girl with pigtails and it's Amber Alert. Stuff's going off at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's the same way about heavyset women. The person who is for you may not come in the package that you wanted to come in, but that might be the person for you. We have to quit being letting people weight shame us, and you have to quit being embarrassed because your woman don't have. Listen, I'll be talking about it all. Listen, let me stop because you're gonna make me. I need a cocktail.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Just know that I cover all
this in the show. All of this in the show.
In the show tomorrow night and Friday night.
6 p.m. Thursday, Friday.
I'm not going to be on the soapbox, and it's not man bashing. So I don't want the men out there to be like, I'm not going to this. She's just going to be talking about us. Well, if you're weak and if you're sensitive and if you're insecure, you're absolutely right. Don't come see me. But if you're a man and you can stand 10 toes down and you're willing to listen to what people have to say, they come on and have a good time. It's going to be comedic. He over here laughing. The good doctor is laughing.
You're hilarious. You just laid down the gauntlet. Pepper on Facebook says, Luenell, do you have any thoughts on dating sites or internet dating experiences?
Stay away. Danger, danger. Catfish, danger. Scam, danger, danger. Love bomb, stay away. You can't meet men at Home Depot because they're all married and they're doing it home improvement for a wife. But at the grocery store, you can look at a man's card and tell if he got a woman or not. If you're buying heck of TV dinners and frozen this and that, he's single. Okay? If he's buying too many vegetables and matcha and stuff like that, he's gay. Okay. So you can look at a man's grocery cart and tell what type of man he is. But, meet men, golly, at the gas station, And by the way, men, if you're at a gas station and you're trying to talk to a woman, you see somebody that you're interested in, if you don't at least offer to pump her gas, if you don't buy it, like what's $40 worth of regular? If you don't offer to do that, ladies, don't even think about it. Don't consider it. You trying to talk to me, get my number. You're not even pumping my gas. No.
Fundamentals. Joseph says, Dr. P, what's Luenell's opinion on our current political situation?
You'll have to come to my show to hear that. I'm not free to speak on the POTUS on the air.
That's got to happen.
I'm already on the list.
I bet you
Paul
are.
Mooney told me I was going to be on the list years ago, and I'm on it.
I bet.
Negroes to watch list.
The Negroes to watch list.
Negroes to watch.
We're joking around, but that's like real stuff. I mean, they will try to censor you or,
I'm not going to talk about that on the air, but I do talk about it in person.
Were you disappointed that VP Harris lost?
Greatly. But there's reasons that people didn't like her too. But like I was saying, I go into that in the act. I'll tell you off air though, if you can't.
See.
But I mean, there's a lot of reasons that she wasn't the end all and be all.
Okay.
Everybody don't love Kamala. There's plenty of reasons not to love her. However, if she had been the president in April, you would have had some eggs for your little Easter egg hunt. You know what I'm saying? $12 a carton. And now you ain't even got nobody to go get the egg because you ran all the Mexicans.
Let's take one more call before we have to, unfortunately, get out of here. Let's go to Joe from South Jersey on line 2. Joe, welcome to Evening WURDs. You are on with Luenell.
Joe from South Jersey? Me?
Yes,
Thank
Joe.
you. Hey,
Yes.
Dr. Peterson, listen, I'm a regular listener. I just want to tell you, you and Solomon, this is my first point. You and Solomon have the best talk shows in the city.
Thank you. Appreciate
Nothing
that.
comes close.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I listen as often as I can. I'm in the car right now.
Thank you.
Second thing I want to say, and this was about what you said when you first came on the air.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe Trump said what you said he said. What? Slavery wasn't that bad?
Yeah, he's frustrated with the museums because they focus on how bad slavery was. Yes, that's your president of the United States.
That just made the top of my head.
Right.
You know the emoji on your phone?
Yes.
Where the head pops off and
Yes.
is exploding?
Yes.
That's how I feel right now.
Now,
You can act like you don't have a guest over here, too, if you want to keep on acting
Joe,
like
do you have a question for Luenell?
well, does she know what Umar? Does she know what he calls black guys that date white women?
First of all, don't say, does she know I'm sitting here? You have to address me.
Well, what's that?
Never mind.
All right.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for the call, Joe.
Bye.
He asked you an Umar Johnson question, Dr. Umar.
He didn't ask me. He asked you.
Well, he said, "Did she?" As if you weren't sitting
As if
here.
I wasn't sitting. I'm not even going to answer
You're not
that
answering
question.
that question.
No,
Yeah,
now he's going to be mad. I don't care.
He'll be all right. We'll
He'll be all right.
we'll take no disrespect.
He's saying you had the best show until you had that B.
That's not what he said.
Until you had that B. Luenell on.
That is not what he said.
That's what he gonna say.
No, that was not what he said.
He'll probably write you.
Listen, that was
A loyal and dedicated listener. I just lost you. I'm sorry.
Yo, I need one of those shade fans, please. Okay, I need one of those shade fans, bro. That is fire.
And what y'all don't know is my road manager has a big fan like Beyonce, and it says shade on it. And you would have to, if you know, you know. So that's that.
Luenell, what kind of music do you listen to these days?
Ooh, I listen to a lot of funk, gospel, blues, jazz. I listen to some rock because I was educated with all white folks. So, see, I think one thing that sets me apart from a lot of black comics is I was raised around white folks, so I'm not scared of them. I'm not intimidated. If you was raised in Mississippi, just to use this as an example, if you was raised in the boroughs of Mississippi and you didn't have a lot of interaction educationally or otherwise with white folks, then you may not be as comfortable around white folks. But I was raised around white folks, not voluntarily. I was educated, got my degree and everything in all white schools. So white women, I've studied them since I was in third grade. Okay? I could do a whole thesis on white women. And I'm able to, like, if I'm mentioning music and I have a mixed audience, I'm not just going to talk about Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Whispers. I'm going to talk about Heart, Fleetwood Mac, Steely Dan, and they'll let them know that I know.
I noticed there's no hip hop on your list.
Oh, no, I'm all, and I was listening to Shade 45 in the car. I'm all LL Rock the Bells radio,
Okay.
Shade 45. I like old school hip hop and some newer artists as well.
Okay. Our last lightning round question, and we do have to get ready to get you out of here. You've been so gracious with your time, Luenell. I really appreciate it.
I know.
You really have, though. Our last lightning round question. If you had to stay in one place for 24 hours, would you stay at the White House or at a Diddy party?
Diddy for sure. I mean, they got drugs, they got alcohol,
Baby oil.
ketamine. I'd rather be there than at the White House unless Obama was there.
Ooh, I know
If
that's
Obama was there, then I'd gladly be at the White House.
Have you ever met Obama before?
No. I know people who know him and Michelle, though. If I ever meet Michelle, I'm probably just going to break down and cry. I won't even be able to talk. It used to be Oprah, but it's Michelle.
Wow.
By the way, has anybody seen Stedman? Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Wait, I'm not getting into the Oprah Stedman thing. Tell us, before you get out of it, talk to us why Michelle Obama's had such an impression on you.
Because not since Jackie Kennedy had I seen a first lady with such style and grace and
presence.
And so eloquent, and who took 8 years of the most egregious name calling, cartoon writing, and stuff on a daily basis. Where her children had to see it. She raised her children. They're now out here, twerking. Or doing that. She did a good job. She had her mother in the White House as well, and has her podcast now. Michelle's so Southside Chicago. The minute she got on the helicopter and left the White House, she had her braider on the plane. She's been in braids ever since she left the White House.
Wow.
If you'll notice.
Wow.
Yeah, I just love Michelle. I think she's excellent. She's the bar.
Luenell, thank you so much for coming in studio and rocking with us for a full hour.
Lola, I'll see you tonight. Me and Lola doing shots. Lola, point. Holla out. I'm buying you shots tonight, Lola, because me and Lola's our nerves is bad.
Nerves are bad. Luenell, comedian, actress, live at the City Winery
tomorrow night and Friday night
at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. That's what time it is. All good. Folks, tickets might still be available. They might still be available. City Winery, Luenell, Thursday, 6 p.m., Friday, 6 p.m., Luenell. I appreciate you. It's incredible to meet you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to
Thank you, Doctor.
You're listening to The Week on Word. Represent your favorite station in style. Look for Afrocentric tees, hoodies, tumblers, notebooks, mugs, and more. Just click the Shop tab at wordradio.com. Show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media.
You gotta look good.
You're listening to the Week on Word podcast. To learn more about our programming, visit wordradio.com. That's WURDradio.com. Our last conversation for this episode, Vanessa German, nationally acclaimed artist, speaker, and sculptor, joined the Midday Break Room with Tiffany Bacon. My next guest is an artist, a speaker, and a sculptor who is one of the most influential contemporary sculptors in America today. She is a Pittsburgh native. Her practice employs mineral crystals, beads, glass, found objects, and other sourced materials to create expressive, figurative sculptures that transmit healing energy. Please welcome to the program, Vanessa German. Hello, Vanessa.
Greetings. How are you?
I am breathing on schedule. How are you?
You are. Yes, you are.
Thank you so very much for joining us today and to share with us a bit about your art. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you all. This is it's such an important radio station, such an important show that it's sort of, I feel like I'm in the presence of history. Like I'll be in the annals of sort of like how, the Black newspapers back when they would write about Marcus Garvey. So I just feel like I'm in the presence of greatness. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. So since we are on the road of greatness, let's talk about when your greatness began in the world of art. How did you get into sculpture? What was the thing that drew you to it?
Well, I am a child of an artist. So my mother was the fiber artist, Sandra Keat German. And my mother grew up in Jim Crow, and she grew up in the 60s. So my mother grew up as an activist, but she was also a genius. My mother spoke 5 or 6 languages. She went to college when she was 16 years old. And I really fundamentally think that my mother synthesized the world that a Black child would have to grow up in America, like how to make a really free child, how to have a child who is able to release themselves from the pain and the grip of generational trauma. And so my mother raised us all to be artists. My mother raised us to be independent thinkers, and she raised us to be makers, which means I grew up in a house that had a library in it. So there were all sorts of books. And a lot of times if we had a question about a tree or another place in the world, my mother would tell us just to look it up. And this is before Google. So we would really be looking in those encyclopedias. Remember when the encyclopedia on the wall said A through D, B through G.
Exactly.
And we would have this, she would make us look things up. And then she would also just put a variety of materials all over the dining room table, like sewing materials, clay, drawing materials. And we were always making things. So we were independent, creative thinkers. Like my mother is responsible for making us all both courageous and creative. Like she raised us to be brave and creative.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And look at what it's done for you. You are, I read here, a self-taught artist. So since you were raised in a space where you were taught, encouraged to make things, where did the extra oomph to do this come from?
I got to a place in my 20s that I think a lot of Black people get to, and I think people are talking about it more, where I was really contending with what it would take for me to stay alive in my body in this world. Like I really was wrestling with like my own survivability because I felt, because my mother raised us to be creative and brave, that meant we had to feel the world. We couldn't check out from anguish. We couldn't check out from trauma. We also couldn't check out from joy. We went fully into everything. But when I was in my 20s, it was like, to me, a time that was a matter of life and death that I would not have gone on if I did not have my creative practice. And I was living in the hood in Pittsburgh in a house that didn't have running water, didn't have a lot of stuff. But I knew that if I was going to stay alive, I had to find a way to tap into the voice that is centered in my soul. And so I had gotten away from making art because my mother raised us to be artists. My mother raised us to make things. And so I didn't necessarily understand why people went to art school. I was like, don't you understand that you're always creative? Like you are always, like everyone has a talent. It is your job with your life force to be with that place where your talent is, where your gift is, even if you have a gift for numbers. But I had gotten away from that because I tried to fit in for too long. And then when I realized my job is to fit out, my job is to be like, to listen to my soul, I gave myself 6 months to live. And every day in those 6 months, I only did the things that felt right to me, which sounds like lazy and oversimplified. But when you come to stillness, when you hear your heart, when you are listening to the voice of God that created you, everything is available to you. So every day for 6 months, I did that and it saved my life. And at the end of those 6 months, I had made 3 objects that I was calling power figures because they literally had the power that kept me alive. And I was showing it one place in Pittsburgh, and there was actually a curator from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City that saw one of those works, and that changed my life and re-centered and focused my life into the life and the career that I have now. But it was really quite dramatic. It was like at the cliff of life and death.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that story, because you don't know who may be listening or watching right now that is on themselves on the cliff. So hearing your story is extremely inspirational. Thank you for sharing that. For the people who are watching us on our website, if you can get to our website, go. If you can get to our Facebook page, go, because we're going to share some photos of your work since we're talking about it. Can you tell us about these pieces, their inspiration, and just a little background? So Niall, super producer, is going to share the first image and tell us about this piece here.
Oh, wow. Like, what a piece do you recognize where that is? Do you recognize those columns?
Is that in DC?
Yeah, that's at the National Mall. So that's Lincoln. You can actually see Lincoln. That's the Lincoln Memorial.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is an artwork. 2 years ago, there was a first of its kind exhibition that 6 artists from around the nation were invited to create temporary monuments that consider monumentality in public spaces and the future of monumentality. So this is a piece called Of Thee We Sing, and it is inspired by Marian Anderson's Easter Sunday concert in Washington, D.C. in 36, where she, the daughters of the American Revolution, said, "You can't sing in our hall. You a Negro, you can't sing here." Mm-hmm. And so it was actually Eleanor Roosevelt who's like, fine. Eleanor Roosevelt resigned from the DAR and said, we'll find another place for you to sing. Marian Anderson, who had at the time a voice that sent people to their knees. People didn't know like what her voice was doing that would cause their spirit to tremble. But she ended up performing at the National Mall to like 100,000 people. And she was so full of voice that day. At the end of the concert, all she could say to people was, "Please imagine all the things I cannot say." So it is in the crowd at the bottom of that sculpture. You see that's the crowd that was there that day. And it's 100,000 Black people, white people, young people, old people, and they're all crammed together in one space to sit at the foot of this Black woman who wasn't good enough for the DAR, but she was good enough for 100,000 people to gather at the National Mall. And so this is a work that celebrates her voice, but also deeply her spirit. So the blue bottles are referencing Gullah Geechee culture. They're referencing the power of your soul and your ancestors to rise up through the earth, through your body, through your bones, and to be present miraculously through the vibration and the sound of your voice. And there's a lot of things about that sculpture. My work is always really symbolic. So if anybody comes to the Rowan show, if you see bottles or hands or like every different element can be read symbolically. So this is speaking to Marian Anderson at the National Mall.
I love it. I love it. Niall, if we can go to the next photo, please tell us about this next sculpture.
Oh, wow. This sculpture is called How Can I Love You with Capitalism?
Oh, wow. What a title. Okay.
It really, like, if you think about the way I think about the ways that I was taught to value myself as a Black woman, as a Black girl. I grew up in LA, and it was all really superficial. Like, you had to wear the right jeans, you had to wear the right shoes. And I lived in LA when people started to get killed for their shoes and their jackets. And as a child, I just knew that like life was so big and it was much bigger than a pair of shoes. But I recognized how deeply confusing it is to experience the value of your wholeness as a human being in a capitalist system that tells you that tells you your value is performed through what you can buy and how you can adorn yourself, the car you drive, and it can get confusing. And so this piece is like a meditation. The 5 Aunt Jemima bottles on the bottom are lime green. They're the color of springtime. They're obviously like holding up the piece. So it speaks to fundamentally how the power of love is truly accessed, not externally, but internally. I do not need capitalism to love you. There's nothing that I could ever buy for you that would equal the strength and the magnificence of your being. So this is a meditation on that. And the birds on the heads, instead of human heads and faces, represent liberty. I define liberty as the soul's right to breathe.
How beautiful. I absolutely love it. If we have time, we'll show some more photos, but I want to talk a little bit about all the things that inspire you. And I read that you were inspired by the story of your grandfather, who unfortunately was one of the subjects of the Tuskegee experiment. Talk about that story and what piece of art it inspired you to do.
Well, you know what? I actually think that story inspired my life because it inspired my mother. Like, my mother and father. Like, I think that as Americans, as Black Americans and African Americans, we still are unfurling the traumas of Jim Crow, what it is to hide, to be alive, right? And my mother, I think the thing about her father being the Tuskegee experiment is that it radicalized her. Like, she was radically unwilling to live half of a life. She was radically unwilling to hide. She was radically unwilling to be silent, right? So really, fundamentally, if we think about the tragedy of my grandfather and the Tuskegee experiment and all those people, the greatest gift that they gave us was release from the idea that we are obligated to laws and to a government that would seek our suffering and stand, strategically on the dismantling of our body and our spirit. So fundamentally, that radicalized me. That radicalized my mother. And I think that she gave it to us through the spirit of art and the spirit of creativity. Like, I didn't grow up in a house where my mother was like, you have to get straight A's, you have to get a scholarship to college. My mother was like, you have to see yourself. You need to be able to see yourself, and you need to be able to be strong enough to create a universe for yourself to thrive in, because nothing outside of you is going to create that universe. So my grandfather fundamentally planted that seed in my mother that we're responsible for our own universe, right? So that I would have to take it to that. Like, I would go there.
I love that. Thank you so much. We're talking about all this work. We're talking about all this inspiration, and you're bringing your solo show to Philly. In fact, on September 2nd at, the Philly area, not exactly Philly, the Philly area at Rowan University, called Breathe from the Diaphragm. Our eyes are in our lungs. Tell us about this show.
So this show has a lot of work in it. I work as an artist. My practice is spiritual. So I recognize that, one, the source of my life is divine, and I always have access to that divinity. And there's nothing outside of me that can prevent me from accessing the divinity of my own existence and then applying that energetic field into the work that I create. So I make work to do things. Any work of art you ever look at that I have created is infused with generations and layers of love that exist as creative understanding, redemptive, transformative goodwill. So the work is available to anyone who comes into any proximity of it as a conduit of pure love. So you can stand in the room with the work, and then the title of the show says Breathe. Breathe from your diaphragm. There are eyes in your lungs. Like, what does it mean to see through your breath and even to contemplate that? So this, and I have to tell you that people used to always tell me not to tell the world that my work was spiritual or that there was love in it. They would say, what people would tell me is, quote unquote, they will not take you seriously. Well, they take me seriously, and they take me seriously because they feel things. Like, for so long, we would denigrate feeling. We would say, put your emotion away. Your passion doesn't have a place here. If your passion doesn't have a place in your life, if you are censoring the pure emotion, the pure feeling of your soul, then we know what happens to people. Like, we see what happens when the heart becomes bitter, when the heart becomes a ruthless place. So this exhibition is an opportunity to be immersed in an environment of creative love that wants to speak directly to your creative love, to your heart, wherever you are. So it's not saying, sometimes I'm in my own exhibitions and I hear people say, man, I don't even know how to talk about art. I don't have the words for this. I don't know what to say. And they'll know that I'm an artist. Like, in Detroit, this like 20-something-year-old Black man came up to me and he was crying. He's like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I don't have the words. And I was like, look, just feel. You don't have to have words. And it is abundant and nourishing and generative for you to be in this room and feel. So I would invite people to come, bring your kids, and just take your time and feel. And the museum, the gallery, has places for you to sit down. If you want a yoga mat, you can lay down, be in the space and allow yourself to see what those artworks open up in the technology of your own soul, right? So this is work that's soulful. This is work that's spiritual, but it only wants to meet you right where you are. It's not asking you to do a dissertation. It's not asking you to Google me. It wants to just to be with you and you to be able to be. That's the gift that it wants to meet you with.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So if you want to see this exhibition, you got to go to the Rowan University website. So it's rowan.edu/art gallery/exhibitions. You can find it there. Also, what website can they go to find out about more of your art and more of your exhibitions?
You know what? Because I really appreciate the questions you've asked, and we've had a really great conversation. I think that if people want to experience more of my work and the way that I share my work, they should actually go to my Instagram. Okay. You can find my work like all over the internet, but my Instagram is at Vanessa L. German. And you will my Instagram is a really spiritual place, so you can be fine. But I think that what I want to invite people into is to actually see what it's like to be an artist at the scale that I'm an artist, and to see also how challenging it is, because I think sometimes people project a lot of romance on it. But I invite people into the experience that is my Instagram. And you can also go to Casman to see a lot of work, which is the gallery that represents me. And you can Google me and find a whole bunch of stuff, and you just gotta trust your instincts about that.
It is all good. It has been an absolute joy and absolute pleasure to speak with you, Vanessa German, sculptor, artist, speaker, spiritual woman that you are. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is The Week on Word. I'm Tiffany Bacon, and I'm the host of the Midday Break Room, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on WURD. Join me for community-conscious, soul-satisfying, information-infused conversations with a pinch of joy and nostalgia. The Midday Mix at 12 noon gives you 20 minutes of music to rejuvenate your spirit. Join me, Tiffany Bacon, for the Midday Break Room, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m., only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of The Week on Word. Let's stay connected. Sign up for our newsletter and listen to us online at WURDradio.com and on the Word Radio app.